Peggy 12.
Welcome everybody to a very special video that we have prepared for you today. My name is Jordan, and we're going to be talking about some of the most important topics of feedback that you gave us from OpenDev 3, such as meta progression, game balance, and timed waves. I'm going to be talking with a couple of guests here today that are going to help us with this discussion, and hopefully we'll have a good time. Just as a quick reminder, Endless Dungeon is coming out on October 19th, so make sure to mark your calendars. Without further ado, let's meet our guests.
Hello, my name is Sergio. I'm working here at Amplitude Studios as community developer. You may have seen me or not on the different social media like Amplifiers, Steam, Discord as Dark Arrow, and well, I am the person that gathered all your feedback and suggestions and just give it to the production team, and in this case, Benoit.
Hi, I'm Benoit. I'm lead game designer on Endless Dungeon.
Timed waves are a new approach that we're taking in Endless Dungeon in an effort to try and keep the intensity and excitement up throughout the course of your game. The difference between timed waves and a triggered wave is that timed waves happen on a timer, whereas a triggered wave happened when you opened up a door, such as in Dungeon of the Endless. So we're going to talk about how we can make the experience of timed waves a little bit better and some improvements that we've been working on to make that experience awesome for everyone.
That's a really interesting point because we have seen this one of the major points on the community to be talked, the real-time waves and how it changed from Dungeons of the Endless. But there is one element that we have seen on the community, and it's the tension side of it, because it's an important element that we bring from Dungeons of the Endless and we want to keep the tension. That's why also it's an important factor on both systems, which is good, but also there was a bad effect that we saw in the community and they expressed to us, and it's the fact that they feel rushed all the time. They need to just keep opening without even take a moment and breathe and think on all the different strategy. So I'm sure the team have been working, and I know the team have been working actually to change quite a few things. I'm not sure if now you can tell us a bit more of what the team has been doing these past months.
Yeah, sure. It's true that we wanted to create that kind of tension, with the real time. But it's true that during the last months we've been working on, balancing it, because in any case we wanted the players to feel like, okay, they have to rush the game to win. It's a very specific approach. So the main solutions we found was basically time waves will occur less frequently. Secondly, when you need time to consult the UI or to think about your strategy through the UI, this will be considered by the timer. And last but not least, there is this brand new safe state that you will see. It means that after a wave, if you don't open any door, you're perfectly safe. Okay, at that moment, if you play in multiplayer or if you just think about your strategy further, you have time.
Yeah.
You have infinite time. It changes a lot of things actually in the way you're going to play the game, and I think we kind of found the nice sweet spot, but we will see.
I can say that we have seen the good reaction of the community, because after OpenDev 3, of course, we have been doing some playtests with some members of the community, and we have seen the positive impact that these changes have been happening to them, let's call it that way. And I have to say, like, it's make a real difference while you're playing. I'm sure, Jordan, you have experienced as well this rush, this sometimes frustration of not having time to explore the dungeon. But I'm not sure if you have tried the new version, but I think you have tried. But
Yeah. No, I mean, definitely. In my experience, it's a lot nicer now, where you feel like you have time to make the important decisions that are impactful to enjoying your experience in the dungeon. Getting to decide, you know what, I think if we go through that door, it's going to be the best because, we might find this or we might find that. So I think that overall the experience is a lot more paced. So to really illustrate all of those things that you just mentioned, Benoit, one of the visual improvements that we've made to the UI is the danger meter or wave indicator that actually gives you visual representation as you open up doors. It'll kind of show the level of danger, not an exact measurement and not a timer necessarily, but it gives you an idea of how dangerous it might be to open another door and when the wave might be coming. So that's going to be a really big kind of visual feedback so that you, the player, can have that always knowing how dangerous things are right then.
Yeah, sure, exactly. The thing is, thanks to this new HUD addition, you can now see clearly if you're in a safe state or if there is an incoming danger. So we didn't want to be, want to show a timer. That's not the intention. We just wanted to inform you a little bit about what is going to happen pretty soon if you don't do anything at all, basically.
I mean, that's why also there is some color, so you can see when it's super red, like, okay, maybe I should just take more time, see if I need to adjust any couple of things. The turrets are fine, sure, okay.
Yeah, time to set up some defenses. Let's talk a little bit about the AI. We'll take a short moment to kind of discuss this topic. We won't go too into details, but we wanted to cover some of the pain points that you experienced in the previous tests and talk about how we're going to improve that. So maybe we can talk a little bit about those bits of feedback.
Sure, there was a lot of ideas and feedback we got on the AI, some of them super creative and even some of them even crazier than others. But it is true, like it was a major point, and I have seen that the team has been working on the AI for the past month, like quite a lot, and also bug fixing. I'm not sure if Benoit, you wanted to hint us on all the different things that have changed.
Yeah, for sure. There is first this very common situation when the AI hero is nearby and you just want it to act consistently and to be able to just shoot at the right time, getting the right distance, being not too close or being not too far, So we've been working on that a lot. And secondly, when you give an order, like stay there, hold the position, and then with your control hero, on the other side, and you don't want to feel like it's an issue, you have to worry about this AI hero over there, right? So we made sure that AI is going to be more resourceful, being able to act and to handle situation better, right? And I think it works way better than before.
I will say that definitely yes, because I mean players have already been worried with the spawn points. You need to worry of another things on the map that is happening on the map. So for sure you need to give a bit more of control or a bit of more of trust for the AI because you are already handling all the situation. But yeah, definitely it's an improvement from the last months. And yeah, I don't want to teach a lot of the things that the team has been working, but it's better. I have to say this better for sure.
Meta progression is another important topic that we know is on your mind. So we're going to go into that and talk a little bit about the previous system, the blueprint system, and how we've actually revamped it into an entirely new system that's going to be a lot more customizable and a lot more fun, I think, for everybody as you get to choose how you're going to play the game. So let's go into that a little bit. Blueprints are no more. What do we have now?
There is no more. The team has changed that, and we'll leave that in a moment for Benoit. But basically, as an introduction to the topic, meta progression is a super important element for any roguelites or roguelikes as well, both of them, because it helps you on the experience of the players on how you play the game and how you feel that evolves your play through the entire game. How this system worked before is like when you were exploring the dungeon and you encounter some chest and you open it, you could encounter some of these elements. Could be like recipes for the beverage, could be the keys to have access to new districts, and also upgrades to the heroes, as you mentioned. But there was a problem that we saw and the community saw for sure, and it was the fact that once you get these blueprints, especially for the heroes, it was aleatory. It was a random unlock, which feel player that was unpredictable and with a lack of control, because maybe you want to upgrade to play with Zed because you like Zed or Banker, so you wanted to use those heroes more. So for sure you want those heroes to get better. That's why also the team has make a change on the system. Now it's no more blueprint as you mentioned. Now it's called cells. I'm not sure you wanted to give us a bit more details of how the system works, Benoit.
Yeah, people may know that before we had one single meta currency. Now, in a way, we're going to have two meta currencies. The second one is called cells, as you said, and it's going to replace the blueprints. So basically, when you collect cells during your run, you come back to the saloon, you go and interact with the stands, and you can decide which weapon, which hero, which even the crystal bots you want to upgrade, basically, by spending your cells to obtain a mod for weapons or chips for the heroes. or the crystal bots. So we just bring back more agency in player choice.
I mean, that will be nice because I like Camarade, so I'm gonna spend all my cells there. I'm gonna have full experience for Camarade, and I can let you with other heroes to choose.
Yeah. Before, unlocking everything would take time, and eventually you would unlock everything, but it would happen randomly, and you wouldn't get to feel like you reached full power with every single character until the end. But this way, you can decide to fully unlock everything for a certain character, fully unlock everything for the crystal bot as you go along, and then, you know, if you're a completionist, you can get everything eventually as well, although you'll have to fight for those last cells. Let's talk a little bit about the elemental effects of the guns and turrets. We have some great ideas of how we can improve these. So Benoit, give us some ideas on what the team's been working on.
Yeah, definitely. It was very frustrating, you know, when you're in a run and you interact with this research machine, and the only turret that is proposed to you in bugs context, it's only acid, for example, or, you know, the wrong weapon from a chest. Okay. So basically, we made sure that if you're in labor colony, let's say, you know, surrounded by bugs, okay, you'll be well more likely to find a fire weapon or a fire turret, you know, and less likely to find acid and things like that. Okay. So it changed a lot of things, and in addition to that, we balance a bit, you know, the effects to make sure that it's not just no-brainer to have fire against bugs. So it would be very effective for sure, but not only choice for you. So, you know, the main intention is to make sure that every turrets and every weapons are nice to use and useful, even if in some context, you know, using fire is better.
Also, I think that is worth mention that also we add for the turrets and the weapons that they also apply the effects of the elemental. Like, for example, if you're using fire, you get the dots over the time for the bugs or the bots, whatever. You just apply the effects at the end.
Bosses are a huge milestone in Endless Dungeon, and so we want to talk a little bit about the bosses and how we want them to fit into the overall Endless Dungeon experience, where we don't want them to completely end your run and destroy your hopes at getting to the core, but maybe we can talk about the nuances of that, because specifically, the Shell Diver was mentioned in the community feedback. Sergio, you can tell us more about that.
Yeah, I mean, if you have played, you may see the boss easy for you or super hard, because at the end, we need to make into consideration like there are hardcore players that it will see the boss really, really easy at that stage, and for others will be super hard at the end, because that's how things work on roguelites. For me, it wasn't easy, but for sure I can play a bit more than you do on your normal regular days, so it's a different experience. But for most of the community, we have seen that they mentioned that this specific boss, Cell Diver, was easy. So I'm not sure if you want to hint on the things that have changed on the boss, or even hint us on the community on how many boss they will be seeing at the game.
Yeah, clearly bosses should not be easy to beat. That's first point.
Or not that easy.
So yeah, as you say, they are kind of milestones for the player. So we want them to be, I mean, each of the 4 bosses must be a challenge. Okay, so you have to prepare yourself. You have to have enough resources, you know, upgrade your heroes and things like that. So you have to improve your skills so that you can really defeat a boss. And of course, if you don't manage to beat a boss the first time, it's kind of logical, right?
Yeah, it's fine. Expected.
So maybe you will have to do a couple of runs to beat them, and it's good to know that even if you don't manage to you know, beat a boss, then you can try maybe other paths in the station, because you know, it's been designed to offer you a challenge, not an unbeatable challenge, as I said, and it's been designed also to you know, encourage you to visit and to explore the rest of the station, you know, in the meantime, and this way you will unlock more meta collectibles, like as you said, you know, district keys or beverages or things like that. And this way you will also improve, you know, your heroes, and you will unlock more cells and scraps that you can invest, things like that. So it's been designed this way.
Yeah, so the designers have been working on making the boss fights a little different than maybe what you've seen in our previous test. Things might be a little bit harder, but overall we want these bosses to be a fun way to shake up the game experience, and something that's not going to end your run. necessarily, but it's still going to be challenging, like you said.
But you can prepare for that. I mean, at the end, the bosses are statics, meaning like the bosses will be always on the same district. So you know, if you go to Labor Colony, you know what boss you're gonna encounter there. So you just make sure you have the correct turret. Maybe if you can find the correct weapon, will help you a lot on the boss. Yeah, that's definitely. There is one last point I wanted to mention because at the end, balancing is always an important point in our game. Roguelites is always an important thing. It's always about the numbers or how things are. So balancing will always be a thing that the team is going to be working on now and after the release. So it's an important thing for you to know, like we're going to keep working on the balancing of the game during the life of the game.
Yeah, clearly we're working hard on balancing currently, and it's been a lot of work, and it's still a lot of work. So we want to make sure that we deliver the best experience, soon for our players.
Thank you all very much for sticking around all the way until the end of the video. We really do appreciate each and every one of you. Remember, do like and comment on the video if you'd like to help us with more feedback, or if you just like to help the video get pushed to more people. One of the really important things that I would like to mention before we go is that we launched our Insiders program, which is an exclusive Amplitude program where you can get access to our titles like Endless Dungeon early and help us test, help us prepare for the launch. And this is going to include other titles in the future. So definitely apply. We'll put the link in the description where you can go on and send in your application to become a part of that program. But thank you, Benoit. Thank you, Sergio, for being
Always
here.
a pleasure.
It was a fantastic conversation. And if you would like to see other videos like this in the future, definitely do subscribe so that you don't miss them. Thank you all very much. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.